Zion Williamson isn't merely a powerhouse, he's a storm in human form. Tipping the scales at nearly 300 pounds, Zion has the frame of tank but moves with the lethal precision wheel of a guard. His explosive dunks and jaw-dropping athleticism, 223 to 225, make defenders look helpless, and his strength is off the charts. But how does a player with such size and muscle manage to out-sprint and out-jump everyone on the court? This is the story of Zion Williamson, the physical phenomenon who defied all expectations with his speed and power. Childhood. While born on the 6th of July 2000, Zion Williamson's journey to basketball stardom started in the small town of Salisbury, North Carolina, but it was South Carolina that truly shaped the powerhouse we know today. Raised in a family of athletes, Zion already had the genetic material to outshine his peers. His mother, Sharonda Sampson, a sprinter, named him after Mount Zion, believing he was something extra special. And she was right. By the time Zion was 5, he had set his sights on becoming a college basketball star. But his road wasn't all smooth. His parents divorced early on, and after his mother remarried former Clemson player Lee Anderson, Zion's basketball journey took a new direction. Under the guidance of both his mother and stepfather, Zion's passion for the game grew. He wasn't just playing for fun. He was waking up at 5 a.m. to train before school. He was all in. From his early days as a point guard in middle school under the careful guidance of his mother, Zion didn't just play the game, he dominated it, emerging as the undisputed best on the court. Averaging 20 points per game, he led his team to an impressive 8-1 record. But Zion's rise wasn't simply a product of raw talent. This was a kid possessed by a relentless drive and an unbreakable passion for the game. His stepfather helped fine-tune his skills, pushing him to be more than just a player with size and strength. Zion didn't shy away from older, stronger competition, often going up against players 4 years his senior. His early years weren't about just playing the game, they were about mastering it. Whether it was on his backyard court with his mother's coaching or competing in youth leagues, Zion was always in the spotlight, even when he didn't realize it. Little did they know, the kid who loved to dunk was on his way to becoming one of the most dominant forces basketball has ever seen. Zion Williamson's high school career at Spartanburg Day School was nothing short of remarkable. At just 6 feet 3 inches tall, he averaged an impressive 24.4 points, 9.4 rebounds, and 3.3 steals per game in his first year, leading his team to a state championship game appearance. His performances on the court earned him all-state and all-region honors, putting him on the radar as a player to watch. But this was only the beginning. By his sophomore year, Zion had grown to 6 feet 6 inches and elevated his game even further. He averaged 28.3 points, 10.4 rebounds, and 3.9 blocks per game, once again dominating his opponents with ease. He led Spartanburg Day to their first ever CSA Region I-2A title, cementing his reputation as a powerhouse player. Zion's explosive style left fans and scouts awestruck, especially after his jaw-dropping performance at the Under Armour Elite 24 dunk contest in New York City, a moment that solidified his status as a national sensation. The highlight reels of Zion's dunks started going viral, making him a national sensation even before his junior year. Zion's junior season was when the world truly took notice. His highlight videos were everywhere, showcasing his incredible strength, speed, and agility. Averaging an astounding 36.8 points, 13 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks per game, Zion was simply unstoppable. In a game against Gray Collegiate Academy, he scored a record-breaking 53 points and grabbed 16 rebounds, further solidifying his status as a rising star. Rapper and musician Drake even wore Zion's jersey in an Instagram post, propelling the young athlete into pop culture stardom. Zion obliterated records, surpassing the 2,000-point mark and shattering the state record for most 30-point games in a single season. Zion grew more dominant in his senior year, averaging 36.4 points, 11.4 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per game. He led his team to a third consecutive CSA Region I-2A championship, recording 38 points in the final game. His performances earned him spots in prestigious events like the McDonald's All-American game, though a thumb injury cut his participation short. Despite this setback, Zion's high school legacy was already secure. He was named to the USA Today All-USA First Team and earned South Carolina Mr. Basketball honors. By the end of his high school career, Zion had scored over 3,000 points, leaving a lasting mark not only on Spartanburg Day School, but also on the national basketball scene. His incredible blend of size, speed, and skill set him apart from the competition, making him one of the most electrifying high school players the game had ever seen. Recruitment. Zion Williamson's recruiting journey was nothing short of remarkable. His first scholarship offer came from Wofford College while he was still a freshman in high school, a testament to the talent he had displayed early on. By the end of his sophomore season, 16 NCAA Division I programs, including major schools like Clemson, Florida, and South Carolina, had lined up to recruit him, but it was on August 30th, 2016 that he received a game-changing offer from Duke University. By his junior season, Zion had solidified his reputation as a consensus 5-star recruit and was ranked as the #1 player in the 2018 class by 247 Sports. On January 20th, 2018, in a highly anticipated live telecast on ESPN, Zion committed to Duke, citing the program's strong sense of brotherhood and the opportunity to learn under legendary coach Mike Krzyzewski.
I will be joining the Brotherhood of Duke University.
This decision was significant not only for Zion, but also for Duke, as his commitment alongside RJ Barrett and Cam Reddish made them the first team to secure the top 3 recruits in a single class since modern recruiting rankings began. His stepfather, Lee Anderson, later remarked that Clemson had lost a 1.5-mile lead in the recruiting race, further illustrating just how coveted Zion had become by top college basketball programs. And Coach Mike Krzyzewski, the legendary figure that every player at Duke respected, says, "Zion Williamson is the most unique player I've coached at Duke. But it's not just your size or your dunks. It's how you think about the game, how you elevate everyone around you. Use that."
He's 270 pounds and about 6'1", 6'7", and can play any position.
It wasn't just a compliment, it was a challenge to be more than just a highlight reel player, to be a leader in every sense of the word. In that moment, Zion realized that Duke wasn't just a stepping stone to the NBA, it was a crucible, a place where his raw talent would be sharpened into something greater. From that point on, every game wasn't just about scoring or making SportsCenter's top 10, it was about realizing the limitless potential that everyone, especially Zion, knew was waiting to be unleashed. In his first regular season game, he put on a show against Kentucky, scoring 28 points in 23 minutes and breaking a Duke freshman debut record. But those moments of brilliance on the court were matched by the hours he spent listening to Coach K, learning how to channel his natural gifts into sustained greatness. The expectations grew as the season went on, and he kept delivering. Whether it was a 360-degree dunk against Clemson or a game-saving block against Army, he was unstoppable. His teammates fed off his energy, and Duke was rolling, but there was always the question hanging over him: could his body keep up with his explosive style of play? Every leap, every sprint was a reminder of how fragile the line between greatness and injury can be, especially when his body was such a freak of nature. Then it happened. In a highly anticipated game against North Carolina, just 36 seconds in, disaster struck. He made a simple move, but his foot burst through his shoe, sending him crashing to the ground with a knee injury. For a moment, the arena went silent. The player who had been carving his path to greatness was now sidelined. Nike's stock dropped, fans were in disbelief, and the whispers about whether he could stay healthy grew louder. While Zion went on to pile up a list of injuries, Nike didn't falter and released a Zion shoe meant for the athlete. But this setback didn't define him. When he returned for the ACC tournament, he came back stronger. In his first game back, he posted 29 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 steals in an impressive win over Syracuse. It wasn't just a comeback, it was a statement. He shot a perfect 13 for 13 from the field, the best shooting performance in tournament history. The narrative shifted again from worry to wonder. How could someone bounce back like this? As the season went on, he led Duke to the ACC championship, securing MVP honors along the way. In the NCAA tournament, cameras were trained on him, capturing every move, every expression. Zion was dragging Duke toward greatness, one dominant performance at a time. But even as he closed out his freshman season, the question remained: could he stay healthy long enough to truly become one of the greats? He had already achieved so much: ACC Player of the Year, National Player of the Year honors, countless records, but his path was still uncertain. By the time he declared for the NBA draft, everyone knew he was something special. But greatness isn't just about talent, it's about endurance. And while his time at Duke was a glimpse of what he could achieve, it was also a reminder of the obstacles he would face along the way. Would his body allow him to fulfill his destiny, or would the injuries that shadowed his college career hold him back? Only time would tell. Zion Williamson entered the NBA as a once-in-a-generation talent, drawing comparisons to legends like LeBron James for his combination of size, speed, and athleticism. Drafted first overall by the New Orleans Pelicans in 2019, Zion had the basketball world buzzing. But the story of Zion's NBA career isn't just about the highlights, it's about the struggle to stay on the court, as injuries have cast a shadow over his rise to stardom.
With the first pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Zion Williamson from Duke University.
Right out of the gate, Zion's immense talent was evident. In his NBA debut, he showcased the kind of explosiveness and power that had scouts salivating. 22 points and 7 rebounds in just 18 minutes, including an electrifying fourth-quarter performance where he scored 17 consecutive points in just over 3 minutes. That night, Zion made it clear, when healthy, he could dominate games unlike any rookie the league had seen in years. Yet that debut came in January, 3 months after the season started, due to a torn meniscus suffered in the preseason. It was a sign of things to come. Despite the slow start, Zion quickly made up for lost time. In his first 24 games, he averaged 22.5 points, 6.3 rebounds, and shot a staggering 58.3% from the field. He was named to the NBA All-Rookie First Team and became the youngest player to score at least 20 points in 10 consecutive games, setting the stage for what could have been one of the most impactful rookie seasons in recent memory. But while the accolades rolled in, the worry about his durability never went away. Could Zion's body handle the sheer power he unleashed on the court? Could his frame, built like a linebacker, sustain the intense physical demands of an 82-game season? In his sophomore season, Zion seemed to put those concerns to rest, at least for a while. He earned his first All-Star selection, smashing records at every turn and proving his doubters wrong with every game. He became the youngest player to score 30 points on 90% shooting from the field and tied Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record for the longest streak of 20-point games on 50% shooting within a player's first 2 seasons. Night after night, Zion bulldozed through defenders with a blend of brute strength and jaw-dropping agility, something no one his size should be able to do. At one point, he was shooting over 60% from the field while averaging 27 points per game, a combination the league had never seen. The potential seemed limitless, but as with his rookie season, that promise came with an asterisk: the looming threat of injury. In the 2021 offseason, Zion's body once again betrayed him. A Jones fracture in his right foot sidelined him for the entire 2021-2022 season, marking a devastating setback in what should have been the peak of his rise. The Pelicans and their fans were left to wonder, is Zion's unique physicality also his Achilles heel? His explosive leaping ability and powerful drives to the basket make him unstoppable when healthy, but can those same attributes keep him out of the game he was born to dominate? Zion returned for the 2022-2023 season with a vengeance, showing flashes of his old self. A career-high 43-point performance against the Minnesota Timberwolves in December 2022 reminded everyone why he was the top pick in 2019. He continued to put up numbers that most players only dream of, earning another All-Star selection. Yet, early in 2023, a hamstring injury derailed his momentum once again. What could have been a triumphant season ended prematurely, with Zion watching from the sidelines as the Pelicans failed to advance in the playoffs. The question remains, can Zion stay healthy long enough to fulfill his enormous potential? Every time he steps on the court, he delivers something extraordinary, whether it's a gravity-defying dunk, a game-winning layup, or an effortless 30-point night. Yet for Zion, the real battle hasn't been dominating the game, he's mastered that. The true test has been staying on the court long enough to fulfill his destiny. As the 2023-2024 season unfolds, Zion is once again showing why he's considered a phenom. His return to form after injury layoffs continues to generate excitement, but the narrative of his career will always hinge on whether he can escape the injuries that have plagued him. If Zion can find a way to stay healthy, he could be one of the most dominant forces the league has ever seen. But if not, he risks becoming another what-if story, a player whose talent was undeniable but whose body wouldn't cooperate. In Zion Williamson, we see the brilliance of a generational athlete, but also the fragility of that gift. Zion Williamson is a rare combination of size, speed, and athleticism that makes him one of the most exciting talents in the NBA. Standing 6 FT6 in and weighing 284 pounds, Zion has the agility and leaping ability of a much smaller player, drawing comparisons to NBA greats like Charles Barkley and LeBron James. Despite his unorthodox build, he thrives as a power forward and small ball center, using his physicality to dominate the court. His in-game dunks are reminiscent of Vince Carter, earning him national attention from high school onward. However, concerns about his weight and injuries have been consistent throughout his career, with media critics and former players like Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal highlighting the importance of maintaining his conditioning. Zion's weight even became a factor in his 2022 contract extension with the New Orleans Pelicans, which included clauses tied to his fitness. In 2023, Williamson made significant strides, losing 25 pounds during the NBA's in-season tournament, and appears committed to reaching his full potential. Despite the setbacks, Williamson's talent is undeniable. His ball handling, passing, and shot blocking abilities make him a multi-dimensional player capable of defending multiple positions. While his shooting mechanics are still developing, his explosive athleticism and incredible strength continue to set him apart as one of the most promising players of his generation. If he can stay healthy and maintain his conditioning, Zion has the potential to leave a lasting legacy in the NBA. Outro, Zion Williamson's journey has been one of triumph, resilience, and undeniable potential. From dominating high school games to becoming the #1 pick in the NBA, Zion has always been destined for greatness, yet his path hasn't been without challenges. Injuries have tested his ability to stay on the court, but his talent and athleticism make it clear that he has the power to overcome them and leave a lasting legacy. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on his incredible story.